This is FYI on your TV, brought to you by Hometown News. I'm Kathy Botham, and I've got Steve Besharah with me. You are the general manager of the Smith Falls Settlers here in Smith Falls. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
Very well, very well. So we've got a team playing this year. We've been doing the COVID thing for the last few years, but we're actually full on games?
Yes, we're going to have a 42 game schedule planned right now, plus playoffs and a showcase game.
Awesome, awesome. So what did it look
Very
like
s-
during COVID? What did it look like? Were you able to play?
Well, we were pretty much shut down.
Yeah.
We ended up playing 6 games last season, and the rest of it was on ice practices, right up till I think the beginning of March. And then we had to shut down completely.
All right. So you're the general manager, so you've had a lot of work to do in the last recent months to get the team up and going again? Is that?
That's correct.
That's right.
Been a lot of work doing some recruiting, getting players ready, putting staff together,
All right.
and together.
All right. So speaking of that, we've got some young players that are coming in to Smith Falls area. They're looking for a place to stay, so you need some billets.
Yes, we do. We're looking for houses for players between the ages of 16 and 20, and they'll be staying from September till March. And the housing, the billets would be compensated for the people staying there with them.
Okay. So did typically a billet take one or two players? I've known people that have taken two players.
Yes, they can take one or two. It depends on how comfortable they are and how many they have room for.
Okay. So where are some of our players traveling from?
We have some coming from Europe, and we have some coming from Quebec and the Western provinces, and a few from the States.
Oh, wow. I was thinking, maybe an hour away or. Wow.
No, it's quite a ways.
It is.
We don't have restrictions on where we take our players from, so we can draw as many as we want from the United States or from Europe.
Okay, so when you're doing that kind of recruiting, Steve, how do you do that?
A lot of people make referrals to me, or I find a lot of people on Facebook, and you just continually following up on people one after another.
All right, all right. So about how many players have you got right now you're looking for billets for?
Probably about 14.
About 14, about 14. So
Yes.
some have got billets already?
Some have billets, yes.
All right. So are some of them players that have been here before, or are most of them, newcomers to Smith
A
Falls?
few have been here before. A few played for us last year and the year before, and they're returning, and there's quite a few new ones.
Okay. So what are some of the responsibilities of billets? I mean, what are the ages of the players, 16 to 20?
16 to 20.
So some may not have driver's licenses.
Some of them do,
Or some of them do.
vehicles, but quite a few don't. But it's not the billet's responsibility to transport them to where they want to be or where they have to be for practices.
Okay.
That's the player's responsibility, and quite often we have other players who have vehicles, so they'll pick them up and bring them to practice. The parents who are billeting the players are responsible to make sure the players are in when they're supposed to be and report to us if they're not, and make sure they're fed. And they do have a criteria they have to follow, the players, for workouts and stuff. And it's not the billet's responsibility to make sure they do it. We do a follow up on that. So it's basically just to look after them and make sure that they're safe and doing what they're supposed to be doing.
And I know some people in the Smith Falls area that have done billeting before too, and I mean they make lifelong relationships with these young players too, and to know them when they go off to university and continue their education, continue to play hockey. Some have made it to the NHL, and you knew them when they were here in Smith Falls. You helped them get started.
Yeah, that's pretty nice when you know players like that. There's a few players I know in Europe, and I still keep in touch with them, and they make referrals sometimes of some players who might be able to come join us. And it is good. The players get to know each other, they make lifelong friends, and it continues on for quite some time.
All right, all right. So the games, when are they typically here in Smith Falls? When are they played?
Typically, we play on Saturday nights at 7 o'clock, and occasionally we have a Friday night game.
Okay, and those are open to the public.
Yes,
And
there is
can.
a minimal charge to get in, but yes, it's open to the public.
All right, all right. And you say you've got 42 games scheduled. Where are the other teams? Like, do you have to travel to them?
Senatare, Gatineau, uh, up around, I'm trying to think of the name of it, Villeneuve or
Oh, yeah.
Femneuf, and Maniwaki.
All right, so you got a little bit of traveling to do. Those,
Yeah, which is a good thing to have the bus for.
yes.
We have our bus for transportation, so
I remember seeing that bus. I think it was the last Christmas parade that we had before COVID hit, and Barry DeGray drove it through the Christmas parade. I'm pretty sure I saw it there.
yes, it was in the parade, and we had players that would handing out candy canes to people along the side. I think that was 2 seasons ago. Last year we weren't allowed to have the parade,
No,
so
no.
hopefully this year we'll be able to do it again.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, we're talking about hockey specifically too, but you get the players involved in community events and helping out and everything like that too. You know, like the parade is a perfect example.
We're always looking for community events. We like to be involved in what the community is doing and show ourselves and get out and meet the people and have a good time with them. So there's been a few events we've been involved in.
Yeah, and I mean, if I can add on to what I said earlier too about, the billets and the families make relationships, lifelong relationships. Both families do quite often as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes the families get to meet each other, or they have get-togethers, and they get to make new friends with the neighbors and stuff. So
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So you're looking for volunteers as well to help you out?
yeah, we have a few positions that are open. We need volunteers for things like the door, selling merchandise, supervising, making sure everyone's following the rules we have to follow for COVID. We're also looking for support staff for things like equipment manager, just generally help doing most positions.
Awesome. So, like in terms of COVID guidelines right now, the players arrive with masks on and until they get to the dressing room. How does that work?
Yes, they come in, they have their mask on, and they keep them on until they get to the dressing room, and then they take them off to get ready for the games.
Oh my goodness. Who would have thought, a year and a half later, we're still doing all this COVID guidelines and restrictions, eh? So
Yeah, I'm hoping it eases up soon because it does cause quite a havoc sometimes.
yes, for sure. Well, there obviously is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's like we said earlier too. I hope there's going to be a Christmas parade this year.
I hope so too.
How do people get a
Enjoyed
hold
the
of
year
you?
we did it.
Yes. How do people get a hold of you if they want to, help be a billet, if they want more information, or they want to be a volunteer?
Well, if they want to get a hold of me, they can email me at gm@smithfallssettlers.com, or they can call me at 613-864-9429. Either one.
Awesome. And when do the games start?
September 25th is our first game.
Awesome. Who are you playing against?
I think it's against Maniwaki in Smith Falls.
Excellent. In Smith Falls. Excellent. Well, thanks for joining us today. Steve Besharah, the general manager of our Smith Falls Settlers right here in Smith Falls, looking for some billets and some volunteers. So if you can help them out, give them a call.